Greetings, fellow football jocks. Tiki here.
And Jacob Wile, too.
And welcome to another thrilling installment of Tiki's Universe. It's the all-encompassing show where we cover, recap, review, and react to all sorts of current animated shows, including Steven Universe, Starverse Source of Evil, and most currently we're airing Milo Murphy's Law. We're talking about Milo Murphy's Law. How you doing tonight, Jacob?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So we're just about on track for this show actually having a normal airing schedule. I'm pretty sure next week both episodes are going to be new. Jacob, it's crazy, man. It's craziness. On the Disney Channel website, this is being aired with Sunny Side Up, even though technically The Undergrounders is episode 2B. It's madness, my friend. I'm telling you, this whole Undergrounders versus Sunny Side Up thing is madness. But we need to get over that. We need to just cover this show. And Jacob, I got to tell you, I love this episode. I think this episode really shows a lot of potential for the series moving forward. It was a crowd pleaser for sure. It was like, it definitely kind of brought together a lot of the things I was hoping that the show would do.
Hey, yeah, this is definitely a good episode here.
I think probably the big highlight is, of course, this is the first time we get to hear Weird Al sing an original song besides the theme song within the course of the actual episode.
Yeah,
which, you know me, I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
Oh yeah. Like literally as soon as it started, I was like, yes, we're getting Weird Al, yes.
Weird Al
great song. And Jacob, I think what I was talking about last time is pretty on the nose, where any songs where it's going to be like a voiceover is going to be kind of someone else, and they're saving the character of Milo. Like, that's why Weird Al is not really probably going to sing voiceover songs that much, I'm guessing, is that he's going to be exclusively like the voice of Milo. I mean, I could be wrong. We're still early into it, but anyway.
Most likely what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. So I don't even know where to begin with this, and we don't have a lot of time, but just the thing that really stands out to me, Jacob, is just the absurd amount of gags and how this show is just like, all right, we're going to take something very, very standard and formulaic, which is, a high school football game, and we're just going to run with it. Jacob, I'm just going to kind of bounce all over the place because I don't really have notes, but one of my favorite gags is the fact that they're serving all kinds of weird foreign cuisine at the football game. They tried the German sausages, but it didn't work out so well.
Because it was the worst.
Oh God, the worst. Hey, I found a snare drum.
Yeah.
And now what are they serving, Jacob? Now what's on the menu for these football games?
There's like all kinds of French cuisine. There's various other things as well. Well, I don't know. What are there?
Well, you got baguettes. You got escargot. I don't know.
It's like fresh baguettes. Like, I like when people fresh out or fresh out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on my lunch break. Kind of reminds me of Ty Burrell from Muppets Most Wanted a little bit. Jacob, but I think probably one of the funniest gags was the guy who not once but twice burns the football poles down with this little lighter thing that he uses for the crepes or something like that.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Sorry, that is my bad. And it's true. This is one of the things I'm kind of noticing picking up on the show. I mean, we can kind of dissect it a lot, but I think it's interesting that Milo doesn't necessarily cause the bad luck himself. He just kind of sparks the bad luck. So it's like that guy really did cause the thing to go down. It's like that really it wasn't Milo's fault that he was standing there and happened to be stupid, So I don't know, just a little interesting thing to note.
But pretty much everything else can be basically attributed to Milo himself.
Sure. Jacob, I'm sorry. I not a lot of time to spend on this, but I still think Bradley's a little shit.
All right, then.
Oh, come over to our side, Melissa, if you want to live. I'm like, shut up, Bradley. Shut up.
Everyone else is basically saying he's basically the voice of the students.
Yeah, I understand that, but the thing about that is I feel like what this episode did a good job of, Jacob, and I'm glad you kind of bring up that point, is I feel like this episode actually, at least in terms of like the football players and the team and everything, does a good job of showing like they're not necessarily afraid of Milo. They're willing to kind of like work around Milo. And I feel like Melissa as a character is kind of the embodiment of that. Of course, she's definitely the one that's known Milo the longest and is the most comfortable. We get that montage of, Melissa and Milo. Let's see, they're playing cards and they get attacked by Bigfoot.
Still safer than
bowling.
Yeah.
God. But let's see. I also really like the coach character in this episode.
Not very good at pep.
No, not at all. Not at all. He's just basically like, all right, listen up, team. You're not going to win. I'm just going to be honest with you. The other high school like intentionally fails its best students, so they're basically playing against a bunch of pissed off adults. Oh dear.
Yeah, pretty weird.
The principal's like, I need to talk to that coach and show him a thing about pep.
Seriously.
Unfortunately, we did not get a return appearance this episode from the teacher with the wood fetish. But we did get a return appearance of, Jacob?
What?
My favorite running joke in the show.
He's not supposed to be at the football game.
He's not supposed to be at the football game. Oh my God, Jacob, I love it. It's just so mundane. It's just like, he's not supposed to be in the hospital.
I think the most clever thing they did with this is like have Milo root for the other team to make them lose.
Sure. And that's kind of like what we were talking about last time, where they can use the bad luck to influence things in different ways, and this is definitely a good example of Milo taking the bad luck and using it to its advantage. It's like, he just very briefly is like, go Tigers, and it just causes like, I forget what it causes, but it's just like the other team just suddenly starts losing, and that, Jacob, that starts up a song rooting for the other team. So what do you think of the song overall?
$17 rooting for the enemy.
Oh my God, I love it. I got my foam finger. Oh, man. I mean, I need to listen to it again to really get the lyrics down. I just finished watching the episode, but really top-notch stuff. This is like, I really can't wait to see like them get enough songs to do like a compilation album of Weird Al songs from the show. If we get seasons worth of this stuff, it's a really good way to start out.
No, wait and see. There's still a lot of songs from Phineas and Ferb they don't release.
What?
I mean, Phineas and Ferb was full of songs. They still don't release all of those. So who knows what this show has?
Well, Jacob, that's why God invented YouTube compilations.
Exactly. I'm talking about like official releases.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so let's see. I mean, this episode's pretty straightforward. We get Zach being an athlete, which is cool. I really like how what is it? The geckos? Yeah, the geckos. They're just very, very scrawny, very kind of Bad News Bears-esque. I know Bad News Bears is baseball, but go with it. So, really like that. I think Melissa's kind of cementing herself more, I think, in terms of the character development. I really... I like the dynamic she has going on with Milo, how she's kind of like the voice of reason, how, you can work around what's going on with him. And I really like how pleasant the football team is to him as well.
Yeah.
They sent him thank you cards for staying away. I mean, you see, Jacob, that's kind of one of the things I like about this show is that even though it really does suck that people do kind of like actively avoid Milo, there's a lot of people that are really pleasant about the whole situation. People that aren't Bradley. I'm sorry. I have to get a cheap jab in. Seriously, Jacob, do you like Bradley? I'm sorry. I'm just.
I mean, I don't think he's as bad as you're making him.
Okay. Fair enough. Maybe it kind of reminds me of how you felt about Oscar in Star Season 1, whereas I didn't mind Oscar at all.
No, possibly. Like I said, he's just not downright grating and annoying like a lot of our characters are. I mean, like he only appears very briefly in each episode. It doesn't like bring it down at all.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. He doesn't like negatively affect the episode. I'm just saying in terms of like a presence. I could go. There's better ways to go about having a character like him, and I'm hoping he gets more developed. I'm just so far every time I see him, and like you said, it's not much. He's not a major character, but every time I see him, he just kind of brings down the mood a little bit. I don't know, and I guess maybe that's the point of his character. But go ahead.
Maybe we'll find out there's a reason why he's the way he is.
Fair enough.
It's still
Jacob,
early. It's still early in the show, and as you said, these characters are still finding their place. So
that's true. That's very true.
I mean, I'm not trying to force you to like him. Who knows? I might end up not liking him either. But
no, I understand. It's all good. It's all good.
But I'm just saying, it's really too early to cast judgment on a lot of these characters. I mean, like, who knows? He might end up being a bad aspect of this show for all I know. But I think it's like, I don't think it's too early to. Yeah, who knows? I could be wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really still don't like Oscar anyway. And from Star Wars. He's gotten a lot better. I'll give him that. He's a lot better this time around.
Fair enough.
Because, like I said, I just don't think he's as grating and as bad as you make him. But that's just me.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Like I said, it's fine in small doses. It's not great. It's not great for me. But
I just like him in the title. In your face, other people. I'm on your team. I thought that was funny though.
One thing to bring up, Jacob, is we get some continued development about the llama incident. I guess it took place at a football game, right?
Apparently, and they can spit 50 feet.
Oh God!
And they also bring up pistachios again. Did you notice?
Yes, I did. Yes.
He's like, we can explore the abandoned pistachio factory.
So I love how the show is working in like really quirky, obscure little in jokes and inside gags and stuff. And I'm assuming that's a thing they did on Phineas and Ferb as well.
There were. Trust me, that show was basically built around recurring gags.
Right. Fair enough.
But they worked it to its advantage, and they even like turned it on its head several times.
So Jacob,
that's just like very formulaic, ran on its gags, but it barely ever got stale.
Okay. So I think I'm going to really like this show based on what we've seen of it so far. I'm really getting into it. I'm really getting into the format, the like you said, kind of like how it's built on these running gags and stuff. I'm really liking it. Any final thoughts on your end?
Well, let's just see where it goes, and like why would anyone want to explore an abandoned pistachio factory to begin with?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay, folks, so thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with our coverage of the 2 new Starburst Force of Evil episodes, which I'm very excited to watch. I haven't seen them yet. And in the meantime, remember, it's his world, but we're all living in it. He's not supposed to be at the pistachio factory.